Now we're going to do another exciting innovation with Maggie Mesh. I'm going to do for you the potato and biltong pears. Okay, for the base we basically just need our magic Maggie Mesh again, ready prepared. As I said earlier, I prefer working with it when it's chilled, especially for that innovation we're creating here now. It's much easier to work with the base when it's cold. When it's warm, it's not really a nice thing to do. Again, you add 1 egg. As we had previously, you got a couple of breadcrumbs in there. That's to work a little bit easier with the base, bit of flour to be able to bind it. And you just mix it quite thoroughly through until you got one whole ingredient together again. And then you set it in the fridge for about an hour to chill it a bit more. And it's purely just not to get the ingredients together and to get the flavors together, but purely to be able to work with it quite nicely because it chills and it becomes a firm compound which is easier to work with. So that goes in the fridge now for about an hour. Okay, for the filling for the potato and biltong pear, we're just going to prepare with a couple of nice simple ingredients. I've got some nice spinach here, which I'm just going to be chopping up. You can also make it simpler and put it all in the blender, but I prefer to have it nicely rough cut to give it a coarse look. We've got some sun-dried tomatoes, which is already cut, and then my main ingredient, some biltong. Some feta cheese. Just crumble it up a little bit. And I also like to prefer just for the flavor, just to give it a bit of some Parmesan cheese. Now to bind it, all those ingredients together, you just take some one egg yolk. You just mix it in there, but just use the egg yolk alone, otherwise your base is going to be far too rich and is not going to set properly in your potato. You just mix that together. Add again a little bit of salt. Some pepper. Just mix it together and then let it rest for about 10-15 minutes so that all the ingredients can combine quite nicely with all the different flavors. And that's your base, as your filling for your potato and biltong pear. Okay, now we've taken it out of the fridge. As you see, I made already a couple of balls there. You just roll the balls and now you take your filling, just make a little hole inside there. Just put your filling inside. Close it up all around and you start shaping your pear, which you can complete then once you've done the crumbing, but it's more or less just to have the shape of the pear together. Now you start the crumbing. You just crumb it, you put it first in your flour, dip it in the flour, over to the egg. It's a very simple basic process of crumbing. And then you go into the breadcrumbs. Always try to use white breadcrumbs. You can also use whole wheat breadcrumbs if you like to get more innovative. And there's your shape of the pear. And just to finish it off, there's my cloves, just as a little garnish at the back there. And then it straight goes into the deep fryer. Okay, there we go. Just take it out the deep fryer. It's about 5 to 8 minutes. About 180 degrees on the oil. Don't make the oil any hotter than that, otherwise it's going to burn out. And there we go.